You know, when you think about Shakira's massive global empire, it's easy to assume it was some kind of happy accident. But it wasn't. It was a calculated construction, built brick by brick. This is the story of how she became the architect of her own destiny, drawing the blueprints for one of the most incredible careers in music history. I mean, she's known around the world as the queen of Latin music, right? But honestly, even a title that huge doesn't fully capture the revolutionary impact she's had on music, period. And her power, decades into her career, is still off the charts. Her recent team-up with the Argentine DJ Bizarrap didn't just top the charts, it completely shattered an incredible 14 Guinness World Records. That just proves her influence is as strong as it's ever been. Okay, so let's get into it. How did a teenager from Barranquilla, Colombia, who was once told by a teacher, no joke, that her vibrato was too strong and she sounded like a goat, how did she build one of the most significant and lasting careers in music history? Well, every great structure has to have a foundation. But Shakira's first few attempts, the foundation was a little shaky, and her success was anything but guaranteed. So, at just 14 years old, Shakira puts out her debut album, Magia. It was full of these pop rock ballads she'd written herself, but commercially, it was a total disaster. It sold a measly 1,200 copies, and only in her home country of Colombia. And the struggle didn't stop there. Her second album, Peligro, which came out in '93, also failed to catch on. And what's more, Shakira herself was really unhappy with how it turned out, especially the production. So 2 albums in, and her career was pretty much stalled. You know, 2 failed albums could have been the end of her career, but this is where the story completely changes. This is the moment she threw out the industry's rulebook and started drawing her own. At 18, she made a total game-changing move. She took full creative control. That was it. No more compromises. No more producers who just didn't get her vision. From that point on, it was going to be her music, unfiltered. And the transformation was radical. As the writer Lucas Villa put it, a raven-haired rockerere from Barranquilla, Colombia made her mark. This wasn't the cookie-cutter pop artist the label wanted. No, this was the raw, authentic, rock-influenced artist she was always meant to be. And with her real vision finally in place, the success was just undeniable. Pies Descalzos sold over 5 million copies. Donde Están los Ladrones went on to top 7 million. And then her live MTV Unplugged album actually earned her a Grammy. She had found her voice, and a whole continent was listening. But Shakira's ambition was always bigger than one continent. So the next phase of her master plan was a really calculated move to fuse her sound for a truly global audience. The speed of her rise from this point was just breathtaking. Her Spanish albums built up all this incredible momentum, leading to that huge Grammy win. Then, just 1 year later, her English-language debut, Laundry Service, launched her into the global stratosphere, selling a staggering 13 million copies. But that kind of global superstardom came at a price. Her new blonde hair and English lyrics, well, they sparked some intense controversy. For a lot of her original fans, the ones who fell in love with the rocketta, this felt like a betrayal. Was she abandoning her roots just for Anglo fame? Her response, though, was brilliant. While the critics were accusing her of abandoning her essence, Shakira just powerfully reframed the whole narrative. She wasn't a sellout, she was a fusion. She said it herself. She's a mix of her Lebanese father, her mother's Spanish blood, Colombian folklore, Arab dance, and American music. So you see, she wasn't leaving her roots behind at all. She was introducing them to the entire world. And this is the masterstroke of the architect. She built her legacy on 2 incredibly powerful, distinct foundations. The authentic Latin rock that first made her a star, and the groundbreaking global fusion that made her a legend. I mean, her impact is just immense. She's widely credited with opening the doors of the international market for so many other Latin artists. Her Barefoot Foundation has done incredible philanthropic work for kids. Billboard has named her top female Latin artist of the decade, not once, but twice. And get this. She's the first woman to have #1 albums across 4 different decades on the Billboard Latin charts. She's not just a pop star, she is a true legacy artist. You know, even her signature tells a story. It's this fluid, unmistakable mark that just perfectly reflects the unique artistic identity she's so carefully built.
Her former manager, Freddie DeMann, I think summed it up perfectly. He said she dances better than anyone out there, and she writes her own songs, sings her own songs, and she produces her own music. She's the whole package. It's so true. She's not just the face of the brand, she is the architect, the engineer, and the builder, all in one.
So, for an artist who has spent decades meticulously building and reinventing, always with such a clear vision, what could possibly be next for the architect of a musical empire? What new ground is there even left to break?